Good afternoon. I'm Wendy, and I was going to call this a knit and chat, but I'm crocheting today, so it's a crochet and chat. This is my second time doing this video because I had a load of alarms going off because I was snoozing them instead of stopping them, and I set alarms for the school run, but James has very kindly volunteered as tribute to do the school run.
Wait, what? When did this happen?
To do the school run. So I can re-film this video because I hate editing. Well, I don't hate it. I'm not good at it. So just thought I'd pop on and have a little chat about the last couple of days. So I did a crochet and horror yesterday, and we watched Velocipasta, and it was really bad. They were going for like cheesy, bad horror, but I think they went too bad. They sort of just missed that so bad it's good quality, if you know what I mean. But we did watch it. We watched all 70 something minutes of it, and we can't get that time back now, but that's fine. Sometimes you...
Sticks for me.
Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. James picked it. I just want to throw it in there. James is right here. James picked it because he knows I like dinosaurs, I think. You picked Zombievers as well, didn't you? You did.
Both picked it.
No, you picked it, and
it's
I
my
want to
excuse,
watch
and
it.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, so we watched that. We're watching Frankenstein today, the Netflix one. We are about an hour in, but obviously we've had to stop because pick the kids up and that. But it is really, really good. I think that might get a 9 or 10 out of 10 for me. It's very, very good. But I did think it would be. So, and I just want to throw in a thing here. If you do not like blood, if you do not like gore, this is not the film for you to watch. Just throwing it out there. Then I don't want to do spoilers, but there is a lot of blood, and there's a lot of blood, definitely, and things. So if you do not like those things, if they make you feel sick, it's fine, but don't watch it. It's not the film for you. But other than that, it's very, very good. We don't mind gore. We're quite happy to watch blood and gore and things like that. And if I find it a bit too much, I do just look away. So it's fine. I did have a couple of issues with Terrifier films, didn't I? Just a couple of times. Most of it was fine. There was just a couple of times where I was like, oh, that's a lot. Just look away for a second and then look back again. There are certain body parts that I have issues with anyway. So anything touching them make me feel a little bit queasy. But that's... blood is fine. I know it's not real. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, so on that note, if anyone has any recommendations for either cheesy horrors, any type of horror at all, please feel free to put your recommendations in the comments, because I would like to make a list for next year's horror films that I watch, because I'm finding myself re-watching stuff. That's why I've been watching horror. I haven't been uploading any crochet and horror because I keep re-watching things. I think it's a comfort thing. So I would like to give some new ones a go. So by all means, please put some recommendations on there if there's anything you recommend, be it good or bad, you know, gory or not, supernatural, really, really scary. I'll watch any of them. If there's any I struggle with, I watch them with James during the day. So, because I can be a bit of a wimp. Monster movies, fine. Bad people, fine. I'm a bit iffy with ghosts and entities and things like that. Then I find I do get a bit scared, so I tend to watch them with James. But, you know, I'm happy to watch any horrors. I love horror films. So, I like all films really, not just horror. I do watch other stuff. I don't just watch horror. Yeah, so on to yarny stuff. I've not really got a lot to show you because I've spent the last few days with this. So this is it's from Hobie, and it's from their Halloween range, but I don't have the band because I've made about 1,800 different things and frogged it. Again, not that many, I'm exaggerating, but there's been a lot. I'm having issues with this because my skin does not like the feel of it. It makes my brain itch. So I'm okay holding it like this, but having it, ugh. So I've started making things, frogged it because I hated it. Started making something, frogged it, hated it. It's not the colour, it's the yarn itself. So my solution to this is I'm going to make, I've just dropped it. I'm going to make a slip over, sweater vest, whatever you want to call it. A top, really, to go over a top. Like a layering piece, because I don't like it touching my skin. Excuse me. I don't have enough to make a full garment. So I have this other yarn from Hobie's Halloween range, but this is just acrylic. I think the other one's a blend. And I like this one. So I'm going to do like sort of half and half with this as the ribbing. Hang on, I'm just going to pause for a second. James has just gone to do the school run. Yeah, so I'm going to have this as the ribbing collar, and like this bit as well. And then one of those is going to be the front and the other one's going to be the back. I'm undecided which is going to be which yet. Just simply because I want to use it. If I had close friends that knitted or crocheted, I'd ask them if they wanted it, or that had the same style as me. I'd ask them if they wanted it, but I don't have that. I don't want it to go to waste, and I am really trying to use my stash up, so I just don't want to just put it back, you know. I want to use it up, so that's what I'm doing for now. Sorry, I keep getting, my throat hurts a bit today again. It's weird. Yeah, so this is how much I've done so far, and it's been frogged so many times as well. So this is what I'm working on. I also just wanted to say I watched the second episode of Game of Wool the day before yesterday. I watched it Monday night, I think, and I really enjoyed it. I can understand why people have their misgivings about it, but for me it's just on the same par with things like Taskmaster and Bake Off and Sewing Bee and all of that. I don't take it too seriously. I just sit there to enjoy watching other people freak out over projects. It's great. And James really is loving it. He's not a knitter or a crocheter. He can knit a little bit of garter stitch, but that's the extent of it. He doesn't have any interest in developing his skills or anything, because it's not, he tried it, it's not a hobby for him, which is fine. But he does appreciate having knitted and crocheted stuff made for him. He's very, very knit worthy. But he's really enjoying it as someone who's not a knitter. He's loving it, and I'm enjoying it. I understand that they are getting some things wrong, or maybe it's just the way it's edited. I'm not sure, but if you don't take it too seriously, you can enjoy it. So, and I do think it is encouraging people who have previously not had an interest in knitting or crochet. It's nice to see some crochet on there this week. It's making them curious and making them want to give it a go, which can only be good. You know, it's unfortunate that they're not doing fair representations of certain things and they're making mistakes, but we're human, we make mistakes. And obviously that's where sort of like the knitting and crochet community can come in and say, actually, so the people who are becoming interested in knitting can see that and see what's what. I can understand people being upset about it, absolutely, but for me, I'm not upset. I'm just enjoying the programme. And it's nice to see other people panicking over their work for a change, and not just me. And it was also nice to see someone crocheting the same way that I do, because I don't crochet like crochet. I don't know. You crochet anyway that's comfortable for you, that's fine. But I got criticised a lot, or I was criticised a lot for the way I crocheted when I was very first crocheting, because people said, well, that's not how you crochet. And then there was I met a lady who was a very experienced crocheter. She'd been crocheting for decades and decades. And she said to me, you crochet whatever way is comfortable for you. It's still crochet. You're still getting a fabric at the end of the day. You're still getting a garment. So whatever way works for you, that's the way you do it, which is why I'm a bit better at showing these things now. But it was nice to see someone crochet similar to me instead of the usual way, which I have never ever been able to get the hang of. I can do 2 or 3 stitches and then my brain goes, no. So this for me is just the way I do it. It is what it is. I don't mind. Yes, it's quite slow. I don't have to be fast. I'm only making stuff for me and my family and some friends, and that's all it needs to be. For me, I crochet and knit, one, because it brings me great enjoyment. It makes me feel closer to my nanny, but also it calms my brain down. So sometimes my brain will just go and I can't keep up, or I get very anxious, and it brings me a great deal of peace to sit and just make things. It doesn't even have to be crochet and knitting. I do some drawing, I've got some colouring in books, I do diamond art, Lego, just making things, anything. It brings me a sense of peace. However, I will say that crochet and knitting brings me more peace when I'm not stressing out about about whether it's going to fit right or anything like that. This brings me more peace than anything else. You know, it's about on par for reading. Reading brings me a lot of peace. It helps me get away from things, and always has. It was very, very important to me growing up because I had a lot of issues growing up, especially with my mental health and not feeling like I fit in anywhere. I still don't feel like I fit in anywhere, but I'm old enough and resilient now to not really care. But when I was younger, I found it really hard, and reading about, it's mainly fantasy, but reading any books really. I read anything and everything. It takes me away. It takes me away from feeling like I don't fit in, because there's always some weirdo, for want of a better word, in a book that you can resonate with. It's great. You know, it's very accepting. It's fantastic, and I've always felt like I fit into these worlds that these books take you to. So, and I love reading. I don't read as much as I would like to, because, you know, life and being a grown-up means you have to do other things, and I have other hobbies as well. But reading, knitting and crochet always bring me peace, and I'm more grateful for that peace than I could even express, especially when you've got a brain that doesn't shut up, and it makes your brain calm down and quiet down. So that's sort of what it means to me. My intentions, as I've said, I would like to, sorry, I'm not really looking at the camera, am I? I keep forgetting to do that. My intentions, as I said, I'd like to use up my stash, because I want to make more larger garments, and being plus size takes quite a bit of yarn to make the things. I am losing weight, it is working, but obviously it's slow. So, but I want to make stuff that I can wear now. I don't want to wait till I've lost all the weight and make something like that, because it takes time and I want things now. So I want to use like my scraps and the stash that I've got, because I've got a lot of like other people's de-stashes and little bits of scraps of little balls of yarn that they've put in the de-stashes as well, and little bits from mine from other projects. I want to use all of that up. So I will, whether it's in socks or anything. I'm just gonna do little mishmashes, because that's my style anyway. And then I would like to then plan my project around the patterns and not the yarn. Because what I was doing is I was buying, oh, I like that yarn, that's a pretty colour, get a ball of that, get 2 balls of that, get 1 of that. It's not enough to make a garment. And I'm not very good with putting colours together either. I'm just like, I like this colour, I like this colour, I'll put them together and hope for the best. So I would like to look at, like, there's certain patterns that I want to do. So, like I've said before, the rosy sweater, there's the porcelain one as well, salty days sweater. There's loads. There's my wish list. I've got so much on my Ravelry wish list. and I need larger quantities of yarn for that, but we're limited on storage, so I need to use up what I've got first. Then I would like to plan my yarn buying around the pattern rather than the patterns around the yarn that I've got, so that I'm not going, oh, I've got this nice ball of this, let's have a look on Ravelry, see what I can make with this one ball of yarn. Oh look, I can make another hat. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I really like this cardigan, how much yarn do I need for that? Right, okay, and going, and I'd like to branch out into more yarns and not just acrylic. Obviously we're on a low budget, so I'm sort of limited to what yarn I can buy, but I'd like to branch out a little bit more and try some more natural fibres and just other things, because I love acrylic, don't get me wrong, but it's not very environmentally friendly. So I'd like to buy some more. It's lovely, it's easy to wash, it's easy to dry, it's easy to keep clean, but I want to try some other fibres. And we'll see how I go. It could be that I try them, hate them all, and go back to acrylic. We will see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that is it. That is it. I think. I feel like I've forgotten something. I've got this voice in my head going, oh, you forgot loads of stuff. But I'm coming back on Friday anyway, so anything I forget. And it is literally just me talking a load of old rubbish to a camera. So if you do watch and you have lasted this long, there is a plane going overhead. If you do watch, you've lasted this long, thank you. Alfie's awake. You don't usually see him, do you? You can't, that's his butt. There's his head. You gonna say hello, Alfie? No, you're gonna stare angrily. Okay. Alfie's an old man. He's 14, but we love him so much. Yeah, if you've watched this long, thank you. And I don't really know what to do. I thought I'd just do some little bit of chatting about what I do every couple of days and do a crochet and horror. When I do some bigger projects, I am planning to vlog those, but I am horrendously bad at vlogs because I forget to record. So, and I'm not a people person, but I'm sick of not having anyone to talk about knitting, yarn, books and that too in my life. So except for James is lovely, he'll sit and listen to all of it without complaint, he's fantastic. But I'd like to share it with other people, which is why I wanted to come on to like YouTube and TikTok, because there are a lot of yarny fibre artists and readers on there, so it's nice to get recommendations and things as well, because when you're sitting, you're just on your own and you're reading books, and then you're like, well, I don't know what to read next. It's nice having these recommendations, especially the people you see a lot of the videos. Well, if you like this, maybe you should try this. If you like this, that's been fantastic. I've found so many new books that way, and I'd like to share that too. I'd like to do things like that too, but it all takes time to build up to that. So right now I'm comfortable doing this, and I'm comfortable doing the knitting chats. Not the knitting chats, this is the knitting chats, the crochet or knit and horror. I'm comfortable, there's not too much pressure on me with those things, and that's what I'm comfortable with, so that's what I'll continue doing. So thank you if you've lasted this long, and I'll be back on Friday. Have a good day everyone, bye.